For decades in Australia, 65 was the magic number. It was the absolute finish line. You got the gold watch, you had a beer with your workmates, and you walked out the door knowing the government safety net was right there waiting to catch you. But the suits in Canberra quietly stole the finish line. They ripped the goalposts out of the ground and dragged them 2 years further down the road. Today, if you pull the pin at 65, you are walking straight into a financial minefield. G'day. Today, we are looking at the brutal, mathematically verified reality of retiring at age 65 in Australia. We are going to strip away the glossy retirement brochures and look at exactly what you actually take home. Because the reality is, if you stop working at 65, you are stepping into the 2-year dead zone. The decisions you make in these 24 months will entirely dictate whether your 70s are spent living in comfort or counting coins at the supermarket. Let's run the maths and find out exactly what surviving 65 really looks like.
Here's the biggest shock for Aussies hitting their mid-60s. You are tired. Your body has done 45 years of hard yakka. You officially decide to retire at 65 and you walk into Centrelink expecting your age pension. The bureaucrat behind the desk looks at your birth certificate, smiles and says, "Sorry mate, you don't qualify until you're 67. Come back in 2 years." You are completely on your own.
Let's look at a bloke named Barry. Barry is 65 years old. He owns his own home, he is completely debt-free, and he has $400,000 sitting in his superannuation. On paper, Barry is an absolute legend. He played the game perfectly. But because Barry has no age pension to fall back on for 2 years, he has to fund 100% of his life out of his own pocket. If Barry lives a modest, comfortable lifestyle, he needs about $50,000 a year to pay for groceries, petrol, electricity, council rates and insurance.
Because he is over 60, Barry can draw that money from his super completely tax-free. He takes home $50,000 a year. But here is the terrifying part. By the time Barry finally reaches his 67th birthday, he has burned through $100,000 of his own capital just to survive the dead zone. He started with 400 grand. Now he is down to 300 grand.
For a lot of hard-working Aussies, watching $100,000 vanish from their life savings in 24 months is enough to induce a panic attack. It feels like you are going backwards at lightning speed. But what if I told you that burning that 100 grand might actually be the smartest thing Barry ever did? This is where the Australian financial system reveals just how backwards it really is. If Barry had somehow managed to keep his $400,000 perfectly intact by age 67, he would have walked straight into the Centrelink taper trap.
At 400 grand, Barry is over the assets test threshold for a single homeowner. Centrelink would have looked at his wealth and ruthlessly slashed his age pension. He would be punished for having too much money. But because Barry retired at 65 and spent 100 grand surviving the dead zone, he arrives at age 67 with only $300,000 left in his super. And that number is magic. $300,000 puts Barry safely below the assets test limit. Because he lost 100 grand, Centrelink suddenly rolls out the red carpet. He instantly qualifies for the full age pension.
The government starts dropping $28,000 a year into his bank account. He gets the pensioner concession card, his medical bills plummet, his rego gets discounted and his electricity gets subsidised. Because his baseline living costs are covered by the government, Barry only needs to draw a tiny bit of money from his remaining 300 grand to live a brilliant, stress-free life. It is the ultimate paradox. In Australia, occasionally making yourself poorer on paper is the only way to get a richer lifestyle in reality.
But do not celebrate just yet, because if you do not have your ducks in a row before you hit 65, this exact same math will completely destroy you. Let's replay that exact same scenario, but change one single variable. Let's say Barry doesn't own his house. He's 65, he has $400,000 in super, but he's paying $500 a week in rent. Retiring at 65 as a renter is financial suicide. If Barry needs 50 grand a year just to survive, plus another 26,000 a year just to pay his landlord, he's burning through $76,000 a year.
In the 2-year dead zone, Barry burns over $150,000. By the time he hits 67 and gets the age pension, his capital is completely crippled. The pension simply does not pay enough to cover the brutal reality of the Australian rental market. His remaining super will be entirely wiped out before he turns 75, leaving him destitute. In the 2-year dead zone, Barry burns over $150,000. By the time he hits 67 and gets the age pension, his capital is completely crippled. The pension simply does not pay enough to cover the brutal reality of the Australian rental market. His remaining super will be entirely wiped out before he turns 75, leaving him destitute.
Now we come to the psychological trap that catches the people who actually did everything right. You own your house, you have a decent super balance. You hit 65 and the math says you can safely pull the pin, burn a bit of capital and glide into the age pension at 67. But you get scared. You look at the price of groceries. You read the news about the stock market. You listen to a bloke in a suit on the television telling you that you need $1 million.
If you are approaching 65, you need an ironclad survival plan for the 2-year dead zone. First, you need a cash buffer. Do not rely entirely on selling shares inside your super to fund those 2 years. If the stock market crashes the week you turn 65, selling your assets at the bottom of the market to buy groceries will permanently cripple your portfolio. Keep 1 or 2 years of living expenses in cash or stable term deposits to ride out any storms. Second, consider the transition to retirement. If the thought of burning your capital for 2 years makes you sick to your stomach, don't quit cold turkey. Drop your hours to 2 days a week. Use a tax-free income stream from your super to top up your wages. You keep your capital intact, you cover your living costs, and you buy back 5 days of freedom a week. Third, stop listening to generic financial advice. A 25-year-old bank teller does not understand the brutal reality of the Centrelink taper rate. Sit down, do your own maths, and figure out what your specific life actually costs. 65 is no longer the finish line the government promised us. It is a hurdle. It is a math test. But if you own your home and you understand how the 2-year dead zone actually works, it is a test you can absolutely pass. You do not need to be a millionaire to survive it. You just need the discipline to run your own race.
I want to hear from you right now. Jump into the comments. Are you planning to pull the pin at 65 and fund the gap yourself? Or are you pushing through the grind all the way to 67? Drop your game plan below. Let's see what the community's doing. If this video gave you some clarity today, please hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next reality check. And if you want to support this channel and get priority replies, hit that join button below to become an official member of the community. We are in this fight together. I'm the Retired Aussie. Thanks for watching, take control of your time, and I'll see you in the next one.